Our next story is one of unimaginable horror turned into hope. The girl without a nose became known as the face of Taliban terror. You may find the images that we're going to show you a little bit distressing, but as I say, it is a story most definitely of hope.
It is. Aesha, who's 21, came to the world's attention when her image appeared on the cover of Time magazine. Her nose and her ears were cut off after she tried to escape from an abusive marriage. Aesha has spoken exclusively to our correspondent Louisa James after surgery to rebuild her face.
This is the image that horrified the world and turned a 19-year-old girl into a symbol of the oppression of women in Afghanistan. 3 years later, Aesha has a new face and a new life. Her wounds are healing, but she lives with the scars of an ordeal few could even imagine. For the first time on television, she tells the story behind that photograph.
Every day I was abused by my husband and his family, mentally and physically. Then one day it became unbearable, so I ran away. They caught me and put me in jail for 5 months. When I came out, the judge sent me back to my husband. That night they took me to the mountains. They tied my hands and my feet. They said my punishment was to cut my nose and ears, and then they started to do it.
Today, Aesha lives in America. Helped out of Afghanistan by a charity, she now has a new family who care for her as one of their own.
Even through all that she's been put through, I still hear her laughing.
She made our life a little bit more complete, you know. Honestly, we'll, as a family, will do anything for her.
And what do you think about your new nose?
I'm happy.
You're happy?
Yes.
And Aesha wants her new face to tell a new story, this time one of hope.
I want to tell all women who are suffering abuse to be strong, never give up, and don't lose hope.
What an astonishing woman, so brave. Well, Louisa joins us now. How is she doing? I mean, it was fantastic to see her, hear her laughing and see her smiling and see her so positive, you know?
Yeah, I mean, she has done incredibly well, as you say, and if you see her there and you bear in mind the fact that when she came to the US, you know, she didn't even know about the days of the week, she'd never been to school, she had really bad post-traumatic stress disorder, she was having daily nightmares. Obviously, she's made incredible progress, but I think spending the day with her made me realise that she is an incredibly strong woman. She's got an incredible sense of humour, incredible outlook on life, but she is still very fragile and very vulnerable, and it's a long journey, and she's only just begun, really.
It's nice to see that she has got a wonderful family out there looking after her at last.
Yes, and I mean, they've done an incredible job as well. They haven't got much themselves. The father's just lost his job. You know, they're just a normal family, but they are an Afghan family, and they said to me, you know, one thing about the Afghan people is when they make a promise, they keep it, they keep their word, and they've made a commitment to her. And, you know, as he said there, they're willing to do anything for her.
That's fantastic, it really is. And as you said, it is a story of hope, you know, where she's come from. And she also said that, you know, I know there's a lot of people who might disagree, but part of the reason that we're in Afghanistan is to help women like that. It's to help women like Aesha, isn't it?
Well, I think after that photograph was published on the cover of Time magazine, there was a big debate about this. Some people saying, you know, that it was a good thing, that it showed what was really going on in that country. Other people saying maybe it was emotional blackmail, it was kind of propaganda to justify the presence of foreign troops in the country. She kind of sees it a lot more simply, which is that, you know, this happened to her and she wants other women to know, she said, in Afghanistan and all around the world, who are facing oppression and cruelty, that, you know, you can get through this kind of thing and there is hope. And that's, I think, you know, she hasn't done media interviews really. There's been a lot of interest in her and she hasn't spoken out. And I think the reason she has now is because she feels she has the confidence to do so, and she hopes that, you know, it might help other people.
Fantastic.
It definitely will.
Louisa, thank you so much. That was absolutely brilliant.
Good to see you.
Much indeed.
A woman tortured by her husband in Afghanistan at the order of the Taliban has spoken out to highlight the plight of hundreds of women facing similar abuse. Images of Aesha's mutilated face shocked the world, but she is now rebuilding her life after surgery in America. Louisa James has this exclusive report.
Showing the world her new face for the first time. But this is how history will remember Aesha, as the cover girl who depicted so vividly the horrifying reality of life under the Taliban, disfigured by her husband and his family when she tried to escape her abusive marriage.
They tied my hands and my feet, and there were other people there too. Taliban. They said my punishment was to cut my nose and ears.
Today, Aesha lives with a family in America. The surgery to rebuild her face nearly complete.
And what do you think about your new nose?
I'm happy.
You're happy?
Yes.
But Aisha's thoughts are never far from the country she left behind, and she fears for its future.
The American soldiers were like angels to me. When they are gone from Afghanistan, conditions for women will get worse. I want to tell all women who are suffering abuse to be strong, never give up.
Once the face of oppression, now of resilience and hope.